Imagine slow picking up some not so great habits over time. Spending way too much time on social media, snacking too often, buying things you don't really need, or partying a bit too much. This might not seem like a big deal initially, but as time goes on, you start feeling tired, more anxious, and a bit uninspired. In a world where TikTok trends are all the rage, the dopamine detox or dopamine fast is catching on. People suggest taking a break from things like social media, email, texting, binge watching, and sugary snacks, thinking that these activities make us kinda addicted and dependent on pleasure. The basic idea is that engaging in certain activities releases dopamine, fostering compulsive behavior and creating a psychological dependence on the pleasure derived from those activities. The concept suggests that by taking a break from these activities, the dependence is broken, ultimately leading to an improvement in mental well-being. So how exactly do you do it? And is there scientific backing to this whole thing? That's what we are diving into today. Dopamine is a chemical messenger and neurotransmitter in our body, playing a role in the systems related to reward, motivation, learning, and pleasure. While the majority of dopamine production occurs in the brain, dopamine is not exclusively synthesized in the central nervous system. Dopamine is also produced in various organs outside the brain, particularly the adrenal glands and kidneys. Imagine dopamine at the row of football stadium, filled with enthusiastic fans. Picture players scoring an incredible goal, and the entire crowd erupts in cheers, claps, and excitement. In this analogy, dopamine represents the collective energy of the fans, reinforcing the players' success by signaling, "That was fantastic, go for it again." Much like the fans fuel the players' motivation to score more goals, dopamine motivates you to repeat enjoyable experiences. In the world of everyday experiences, dopamine not only acts as the motivator behind our habits, but also plays a crucial role in maintaining our desire and willingness to engage in various activities. For individuals facing challenges related to depression or ADHD, fluctuations in dopamine production can make it difficult to find the drive to participate actively. The dopamine-driven reward system has its positives, promoting learning, creativity, and resilience. However, if the pursuit of rewards involves harmful substances or activities, it may lead to unhealthy habits or addictions. Some people have misunderstood dopamine fasting and turned it into the trend where they think avoiding everything enjoyable will somehow reset their brain or make them feel more pleasure later. They treat dopamine as if it's similar to highly addictive drugs. But there is no solid proof for this idea. Higher levels of dopamine in the brain can indeed be associated with harmful consequences, including contributing to aggressive and risk-taking behavior. But the term detoxing from dopamine doesn't specifically target or address the potentially harmful effects of dopamine itself. A dopamine detox is a type of cognitive behavioral therapy created by a psychiatrist, Dr. Cameron Separ. Dr. Separ designed this approach with the aim of assisting individuals in controlling addictive behaviors. The dopamine fast isn't really about fasting and isn't about reducing the brain's dopamine or making dopamine levels lower even though the name might sound like it. It's also not about avoiding all pleasure, social isolation, stopping exercise, and it's not a form of meditation. The main idea here is that you might end up doing things over and over if they make you feel good by releasing dopamine. This process can eventually lead to habits that aren't good for you or doing things without thinking much about them. It's like a cycle where seeking pleasure impulsively can turn into behaviors that are hard to control. Such behaviors are emotional eating, excessive internet use, and gaming, gambling and shopping, porn and masturbation, thrill and novelty seeking, and drug use. In general, the idea of dopamine fasting can be applied to control any behaviors causing distress or negatively impacting one's life. So the goal is to reduce the frequency and intensity of these impulsive behaviors, not to directly alter dopamine levels. This pause from quick hit activities enables you to concentrate on behaviors that are more adaptive, ultimately aiming to alleviate mental overwhelm. It is a strategy to step back, reassess, and prioritize activities that positively contribute to your overall well-being. While dopamine fasting doesn't aim to decrease dopamine levels, the levels of dopamine in your brain are indeed significant. Dopamine plays a crucial role in the brain's reward system, governing mood and motivation. If this system becomes imbalanced or dysregulated, it can contribute to various mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. Excessive dopamine in the brain might lead to impulsivity, cravings, and poor emotional regulation, potentially culminating in aggressive behavior. So the takeaway here is, even though you are not technically undergoing a dopamine detox, since your body continues to produce it for various reasons, and from activities you enjoy, cutting down on unhealthy behaviors like excessive social media, sugar consumption, or compulsive shopping can still be beneficial for your mental health. Too much stimulation, even if it's enjoyable, can stress you out as well. Our minds require downtime to recharge and relax. Balance is the key to a good and responsible dopamine detox. For example, you don't need to cut off screen time entirely. Instead, reduce it while incorporating activities like meditation, nature walks, or creative pursuits. Integrate small but effective changes such as folding laundry or stretching while watching TV, stepping outside during breaks, or participating in activities like yoga or daily walks. Be creative in finding alternatives that work for you. These alternatives not only decrease your reliance on screen-induced dopamine, but also promote long-term well-being. Start by recognizing behaviors that may be hindering your goals, like reaching for your phone at every notification or binge eating while watching TV. Establish simple rules for each undesirable behavior, such as limiting daily screen time or taking breaks between gaming sessions. There is a saying, if a flower doesn't bloom, change the environment, not the flower. This holds true in many aspects of life. Your surroundings often play a more significant role than you might realize. For instance, quitting smoking can be challenging if all your friends smoke. It's beneficial to articulate your goals and surround yourself with positive influences. You can even take the initiative to create positive influences, such as proposing a more healthy tapas night instead of opting for pub snacks. So vocalize your goals, seek positive influences, or create your own positive gatherings. Behaviors and habits are stubborn. Make it challenging for yourself to perform certain actions. Set time limits on apps, place things out of sight, or set spending limits on your bank card. How long you should do a dopamine detox is highly individual. The key is to strive for a healthy balance. Avoid extreme rules like complete abstinence, and give both your body and mind the chance to recover from the damage caused by overconsumption. For more insights into the role of dopamine in motivation, check out this video. Thanks for tuning in today, and catch you in the next one.